Yo, good to see everyone. Hey, everybody. Can we hear me good? Is the microphone on? Sometimes it's hard to know. Loving Life is here. Okay, wait. Kauai says this is my first live. Wonderful. So good to see you guys. Look at those comments coming in. I appreciate that so much. Hold on. I just saw that someone enrolled in the Sacred Circle Tarot School, so that's really good. Happy to have you guys or that person join our circle there. It's pretty dope. It's pretty fire. Okay. Val says that the microphone is working good. So that makes me happy. Okay, wait. True Beyond Present, I think, says she's tuning in from Northwest Florida. Good to see you, my love. That's so wonderful. Where are you guys from? Where are we all from? I want to tune in and just get a vibe of where we're at, where everybody is. I just saw Hyla. Hyla says, hi from Sweden, first live. Welcome, my love. You Feeling Shy is from Philly. I love that. That's kind of technically, I guess, where I'm from, too. We have London, California, St. Pete Beach, New Jersey, Georgia, Nairobi. Why am I butcher the words sometimes. I butcher the names. Texas, Denver, Detroit, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Wilmington, Netherlands again. Wonderful. California. These comments are so fast right now. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we could get it on Instagram. This is so awesome, you guys. If you can, post where you're from so I can get it on the IG. Ready? What do we have here? Michigan, South Africa, Philly, Oklahoma, Denver, Ohio, New Orleans, Portland, Ohio again, Dallas, Texas, Cleveland, Brooklyn, the Bronx, England, Australia, Canada. Was that Ireland, North Carolina, Brooklyn again? That's so dope. That's going to be... Do you guys ever hear yourself and you're just like, what's going on? You're like, if you hear yourself talking, you're like, yikes. I feel that way sometimes, but I do this for a living, so I've learned to get used to it. How are we feeling? There's still Portugal, Trinidad, Nairobi again. I'm seeing that a second time. That's really cool. How's everybody feeling? Are we good? Someone said they're feeling blessed. I love that. Hold on, let me get this up on Instagram. If you're not following me on my personal Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to do that if you'd like. If not, you don't have to. It's Jessica X Alexandria. Or if you want to, if you're not already, you can follow me on my business Instagram. My work, that's what I do. My passion, my gifts, and all those things. That's on Bahati Life. So you can find that on Instagram. Okay. Taylor says that she's feeling good. Wait, pause. Chantel says I'm feeling excited and hopeful, but a bit pressured. That definitely sounds like the transits that we're under right now. So that makes a whole lot of sense. Let me go ahead and pull this chart up for us. Wonderful. First and foremost, also, well, not first and foremost, but second or third thing down the line that I should say is happy new moon. Happy new moon in the sign of Cancer. This literally happened at 1:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is another one of those moons that is really emotional. New Me Hootis just said that. She said that she's feeling emotional, or said they're feeling emotional. Exactly. It is a highly emotional new moon simply because of Cancer energy in a nutshell. And we're going to talk about that in tonight's Astro Chat Live, as well as all the other things that it is that I'm seeing, that I'm pulling for all of us. I had my calendar pulled up in some little scribbly notes. So I'm going to push this aside. If I get dates wrong, that's just kind of my way. I'm not really good with numbers and dates, remembering dates specifically, but I pretty much have it's energy as a whole. And if you guys are looking for specifics when it comes to exact timing of when planets align with each other, or when they meet with each other, or when they oppose each other, I'll link those things, those exact timestamps down below in the description box for those of you guys that want it to be more specific, because I understand that there's a need for that. But for the most part, my name is Jessica Alexandria. I'm the creator of Bahati Life Apothecary, and I'm a professional astrologer. I spent the majority of my adult life and young adult life aggressively studying astrology, and then before that developing my intuitive gifts. So that's what it is that I'm called to do and to share with you guys here on earth while we have this time together. It's a blessing. I'm so grateful for it. But for the most part, how I pull charts and how I do my work is I will look at the symbols on the chart. I'll look at the symbols found within the chart. I take my knowledge and my study of astrology and I merge it with my intuition. When I look at the symbols that are in the chart, it will promote and provoke certain visions and intuitive messages that I feel. Okay. Astro Alignment says, first of all, it's good to see you again, honey. You're not new to the tribe. You've been around. I remember your vibe. I feel like you guys think that I don't remember you, but I do remember. I remember everybody. But she says, breaking up with a shitty partner, and I feel so good about it. Yo, I support you in that. I encourage you in that. And we're going to talk about those types of energies of things breaking apart, breakthroughs, things breaking down, and that type of stuff. Okay, hold on. Someone says that the audio is a little crackly. Let me just make sure that it's still good. Let me adjust. So hopefully it's good, because there's a lot that I want to talk to you guys about today. This is one of those really important weeks as the thunder starts to roll in. If you can't tell, but there's a storm rolling in on my right-hand side. So, but there's a lot that I want to talk to you guys about. It's really important that we dive in. Normally, I start off with the rules. I'm not going to do that today, simply because how my audio and how my computer is set up, it's right next to the window. And we have really aggressive lightning here, so it wouldn't be safe for me to stay here for too long, and the storm's rolling in. So I'm going to dive right in. And this is just one of those weeks that I don't have the heart in me to skim over it. We have to talk about this week. Okay, so for the first and foremost thing that stands out to me is that today, as we speak right now, well, not technically right now, it was 1:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had the new moon that happened in the sign of Cancer. I always feel like the broken record that always says this, that Cancer is one of those signs that the zodiac tends to skim over and doesn't see its strength. It doesn't see the gifts that it's meant to give. And the rest of the zodiac and Cancers themselves will say that they're crybabies. Now, before I dive into the magic of what this new moon can bring and will bring in your life and what you have to do with it, I want to start off by saying that in the zodiac sign, in the astrological chart, each one of these charts is ruled by, or each one of these houses is ruled by one of the zodiac signs. And it doesn't matter what your sun sign is, what your rising sign is, it will impact your life, even if you're not a Cancer, even if you're not a Capricorn, even if you're not the sign that it is that I'm talking about specifically. The reason why this is, for those of you guys that don't know this, the reason why this is because each one of those signs rules an area of your life, a huge chunk of it, an area of your life, and it impacts you in your personal life. If you don't have personal planets, even more so if you have personal planets, but if you don't have personal planets, you might be dealing with someone who does. And the energy of what is happening in their lives, the tumultuous energy, the chaos, the success, the reward, the failure, can bleed over into how it also impacts you. The other thing is that astrology is, I believe, a map, a tool that the universe gives us, the divine gives us to work with in order to manifest our highest desires. This means that at certain points, working with divine timing, you will be called, you will be irritated, you will be challenged, you will flow so viciously, so ferociously, so obviously. You will be called to flow with the energy of what's happening in the planets. And what happens is that it may not be external circumstances that are pushing you and calling you to make a change or that are changing your life. It could be internally felt. It's best to understand why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. It's best to deeply understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, the energy that you are amongst, the energy that is around you. Because when you know and you understand that energy inside and out, you will gain opportunity. Well, there will be opportunity, but you won't miss it. There will be challenges or situations that could be destructive, that could be detrimental, that could threaten your well-being. But because your knowledge and your understanding of what it is that you're working with, it allows you to escape danger. It allows you to capitalize on an opportunity that other people would have missed. It allows you to evolve. It allows you to learn this major lesson. It allows you to have these major breakthroughs that normally would be missed. I believe throughout time, through my experience here on Earth and my experience before these, my experience here on Earth and my past lives and the lives that I lived before this and those past lives out, but also by working with my clients, that seen how the divine is so compassionate, considerate, and understanding and forgiving with us and wants us each to be powerful beings of light. I believe that there are certain people that are walking the face of this earth that have truth within them, that have different levels of wisdom, and they're going to be called into to serve the world and to share their gifts, to share their. And I believe that there's people here, people now that are, if you're drawn, I believe that our tribe, we're called together, we're called to connect with each other, and to build up on and to share our gifts with each other. I'm seeing that you guys are saying that the screen is freezing, that there's some issues with the Wi-Fi. That's something that happens with the storms. It also is something that happens when I'm in my flow. We don't have the storm yet. It's rolling in, so it shouldn't be the storm right now. I think it's more our energy of what's going on in the chat. But if it cuts out, I'm going to continue on. So feel free to catch the replay of this because there's so much, again, information, and it still is recording. So we're going to put it on I'm going to put it on the Hottie Life YouTube later on after the live. I post it for everyone. So I'm going to carry on. If it cuts out, then, just be compassionate, understanding that that's what happens when all of us are here and just vibing. That's always what happens. So yeah, moving forward though, it's really important, you guys, that, that there's certain people that are going to be positioned in certain places that are going to bring light and clarity and education, understanding into your life and you into theirs. That's going to help to align them onto their direct path. That's going to help to move them in the way that the divine, the universe, and also their astrology chart has them mapped out. These certain prophecies, these certain visions, these certain things that they have to achieve, these certain things that they, like these stories, the legacy of their life that has to be lived. And that's what astrology is, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how what's happening above in the planets, in the cosmos, for you to better understand this energy, to apply it to your life so that you can manifest, so that you can have deeper understanding, deeper clarity. Okay. Aaliyah, so good to see you again, girl. She's just so hard. So ride or die. Thank you, my love. Is saying, go ahead and like the video, y'all. Absolutely. There's 1,400 people that are tuning in right now to this live. These lives are free. But one way that you can show love and support is by hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. It just jumped from 400 likes to 543 likes. So I really appreciate that, you guys. That's one way to show your appreciation. I personally prefer a thumbs up. Always a thumbs up really shows me that my work and my energy here is being received by you guys and that you appreciate it. All right. So now that I said that little disclaimer, I want to talk to you about this Cancer new moon. So as I was saying in the very beginning of this video, is that this Cancer new moon is one of those moons where, you really have to follow with every moon, every new moon, every full moon, anytime. You have to follow your vibes. You have to listen to your intuition. For everyone it's different. Some of you guys, you actually have to be physical. If you're a fire sign or if you have moon in fire, then a lot of you guys need that physical outlet. You need to walk, you need to grind, and that helps you to unwind. If you're an earth sign, this could be about you grounding yourself. This could be about you centering yourself, you being still. If you're an air sign, you have to talk about it. You have to speak about it. If you're water, it's also about talking and connecting to your feelings and talking your feelings out. But it could also be you floating. So these are tools that you can use in order to help you to connect with your intuition and what this new moon is calling for your life. It's a truth, a resounding truth that it is that you need to hear. This new moon, it's going to appear quiet. It's going to appear as if nothing is happening because it's not as obnoxiously loud as a lunar eclipse or a full moon or solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse and the full moons more so than anything. That's very obnoxious. It's very loud in your face. With this new moon, however, it's starting today. It's very important that you take some time out to disconnect from the external world, to go to your safe space, to go to your sacred space, or to create a space that is sacred, that is safe for you, in order to tap into your feelings. This is going to be more humbling than it is something that you're going to recognize as an immediate strength. The reason why I say this is that sometimes, a lot of times, the universe, the divine, will work in the universe in a way to humble you so that you realize that you are there to be of service to others, that you are not better than anyone else, and that you are here to share your gifts, and you're also there to ask for help. It's not just what you are going to do, what you're going to physically do, the legacy that you're going to leave. It's going to also simultaneously 50-50 be what you have to receive from others, the help that you need to receive, the things that you need to ask for. And to be in a space where you ask for help, you would have to understand that you need help, and you would have to be humbled enough to ask for it. This is really important, you guys, because we are about to exit out of Cancer season and enter into Leo season, right? Leo is the sign that is connected to the sun, but it's also connected to the heart. And Leo is one of those signs that is so misinterpreted and misunderstood because people look at Leo and they think they're better than us. They're so egocentric. They're so theatrical. But the reality is that Leo is ruled by the center of our galaxy, of our solar system. And Leo is the heart. It's the core. Leo is connected to our ability to be authentic, our ability to play, our ability to create, our ability to express ourselves after we feel safe enough to be able to do that. Because we're in Cancer season right now, there is this hyperactive need. I'm going to say hyperactive because Mars is moving through Aries right now. I look at the entire chart. I don't look at just one aspect. There's this hyperactive need to have stability, to have safety, to have a deeper understanding of who you are, what your needs are, and what you want. While you're doing that, you guys realize that when you enter into that space of asking what your needs are, needing to be nurtured, needing to be nourished, needing to be supported, having to reevaluate your idea of home, your upbringing, your perspectives, how they've shaped you, how impactful they are, but also how meaningless they are, right? They're meaningful because they help to shape you as a person. It's almost meaningless because your perspective is a tiny teardrop in an ocean, a huge universe of all these different types of perspectives and different types of experiences. So it's meaningful, but it's also ultimately meaningless. So it's up to you to realize that your way, your nurturing, your upbringing, your home environment, your family, your sense of community is one thing, like one tiny thing in a massive collection of different communities and different type of energies that we all contribute. It's important to be humbled because you're going to understand that you have to connect with different people. You have to connect with different tribes. You have to serve outside of your normal nutshell of an experience. This is not just you. This is also me. This is our friends, our family. We have to serve outside of our experiences. Some of us have different levels of upbringing that challenge us, or that have traumatized us, or that have supported us and nurtured us. Either way, it's meaningful because that's your experience. It adds to your story, but it's meaningless because now you are stripped away from it and you redefine yourself. You redefine your identity. And at some point, for a lot of us, we have to step outside of our comfort zones in some way, shape, or form and independently create and pave a path of our own. If we don't have support, if we're not nurtured, it's not only in our childhood, it's also in our adulthood. If we do not have the tools, the resources that we need to nurture ourselves and to provide for ourselves, we will crumble under the weight of expectations, the weight of responsibilities, the weight of commitments that the outside world, the opposite, the Capricorn energy that is currently being demolished right now, we will crush under the weight of it. We'll take what everybody else says and we'll apply it as our own. We'll look for confirmation as to who we are instead of defining ourselves as to who we are. There come back to what I was saying. It doesn't matter how supported you are in your family. Your family could be very supportive and nurturing to you, but it could be overly to the point where that's your safety zone, that's your safety net, and you have an inability to strike out and to go your own way. So how does this apply to every single one of us? Before the end of this Cancer season, before we enter into Leo season, and at the time of this new moon, it is so imperative, and the new moon was today. Oh my God, I just looked at the clock. It was 22:22. Okay, because I the timer on the clock. But it's so imperative today that you really step into a space of what the word that just came through is redefining, redefinition. But not to the point where you ignore or say goodbye to what has shaped you up until this point. I'm seeing that you guys, when you enter into this space of really rooting yourself in where you're at now, no matter what it is that you look like, whatever it is that it looks like, root yourself in that. And ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe? Because ultimately, you guys, what's happening is that there is a major vision, a prophecy that you are going to feel. I'm seeing this within the chart. It's a download. It's Mercury in the sign of Cancer right now. It's the new moon happening in the sign of Cancer. The new moon is the energy of Leo, our ego, our identity, this energy that we're working with, this energy that we should be revolving around, also merging with our intuition, our subconscious, our mind, the unknown, our feelings. That energy is connected and conjoined and creates a new birth. You have the shadow, you have the light, you have one polarity, you have the opposite polarity. You have white, you have dark, you have masculine, you have feminine. Those energies are merging to create and to birth into your life new energy. You have to feel confident and pull from a source of nurturing support and stability in order for you to feel confident, secure enough to take that first step. Now, remember how I said in the beginning that Cancer energy can be seen as a crybaby. It can be seen as a softie. But the reality is that is true. Cancer will cry. Cancer does have crybaby tendencies, but it's not from a place of weakness. It's a place that is protected. It's almost holy. It's very sacred. And it's those feelings, those emotions that Cancer is pulling from that it will then go every single one of us. This is some area in your life. Candace says, cool, I'm terrified. That is so funny. But it's every point. It's a point in your life where you have to step into this space, be bold, and speak and nurture yourself so that you have the confidence, so that you have the wisdom It doesn't matter if you're 60 years old, 30 years old, 12, 6, or 3 months old. There's a wisdom there that you have. There's a wisdom that you were born with. There's a wisdom that you're strengthening. There's a wisdom that you're developing. It's not your life lessons. Your life lessons can add to it or not take from it, but can teach you things that your wisdom will reteach you. There is an inner knowledge. There is an inner knowing that the divine gave to you that you don't find in your experiences here on earth. It is what you were innately born with. And that is something that you have to tap into at the time of this new moon. The way to do that is different. You know, I was just talking to one of my neighbors earlier today that one of my biggest frustrations and conflicts that I have with my work is the fact that I can't give a one-on-one reading to the world right now. I have to come on as best as I can and give a very detailed, specific reading to a general audience, to a general population. And that's my biggest frustration. So I'm feeling that now as, you know, I'm doing this reading for you guys, as I'm sharing this reading for you guys, is that I can't tell you where is the source of safety and stability that you're going to pull your energy from. That's something that you have to ask yourself. I would be lying to you. I would be manipulating you if I told you exactly, every single one of you, there's 1,700 people on here and 958 likes. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. But there's 1,700 people on here. There's no way that I can tell each one of you guys, 1,700 people, specifically where you are going to pull your power from when I'm giving a general reading. You guys know I'm going to be authentic and real with you 100%. Sure, my views and stuff would probably skyrocket, but we're going to be authentic and real always. Okay? Integrity cannot be bought. Authenticity cannot be bought, and it cannot be sold. It's something that is given. I believe that. And that is always going to be my gift here. It's always going to be my legacy. That's always going to be how I move. So I just want to give you guys that there is some type of inner work that you have to do, that you're going to have to do it for yourself, to ask yourself, okay, if I listen to what Jess is saying, and if I apply what Jess is seeing within the chart, if I apply what the astrologers are saying, in this moment, I know that I will gain from this clarity, precision, material abundance, prosperity, love, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest right now. But everyone is different. So the one thing that I'm seeing, you guys, is this space of humbling. At the time of this new moon, yes, there is something that is being born. Yes, there's something that has been there embedded within you. Yes, there's wisdom within you. But in order to access that wisdom, you have to do what you have to do in order to go to your safe space, to go to your sacred space. For everyone, it's different. Some of you guys, it's the bathtub. Other you guys, it's on an airplane. Not me. Some of you guys, it's with your back on the grass, looking up at the clouds. Other of you guys, it's in your bed, wrapped up in blankets. Some of you guys, you might have a space within your closet. Some of you guys have to go for a walk. Everyone is different. Those are just some examples. Some of you guys, it's your office, it's your workspace. But you go to that space. What I want you guys to understand is at the time of this new moon, Saturn is the planet of, you know, heavy weight, burden, responsibility, and restriction. We can look at that and we can feel like we're being controlled. We could feel like we're being not controlled, but we feel like this responsibility, this burden is too heavy for us to carry. When in reality, I want you to switch your perspective and see that the universe is there. Saturn is there. This patriarchal, I hope I'm saying that correctly, presence, this father-like figure that is cold, or mother-like figure that is cold, that it's masculine though, that is cold, stern, and uncompromising. Sometimes when people sit with that energy, they can feel threatened by it. They can feel misunderstood by it. They can feel like they're being punished or penalized. When in reality, Saturn says, the divine told me that you are built, created, shaped, formed with all of this potential. And it is my responsibility to show you how to shape that, to form that, and to make sure that you are protected, that you are able to thrive, that you're able to be nurtured, and that you're able to play and create and live out your purpose. I'm not punishing you, I'm protecting you. At the time of this reading, Saturn is sitting opposite the new moon. At the same time that you're feeling this birth, this energy that you will feel in your sacred space to step into this responsibility, this new life, this position of leadership. I don't know if you guys saw my recent video on the new moon in Cancer and how it's really calling you to be a leader for your life. But that's what it is that I'm seeing now. Don't click out. I mean, if you have to, by all means, but don't click out now and go to that video. You can watch it afterwards. I'll link it down below. But the new moon in Cancer is really there. It's a space where you have to really tap into this space of transparency with yourself. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror and your reflection telling you that you are ready for more, that you are ripe for more, that you wanting more means that you have to do more, you have to give more, you have to receive more, or you may have to ask for help, or that you may have to evolve, or that you may have to leave your comfort zone. You may have to leave your safety net. You may have to invest. You may have to leave that partner that has been spoon feeding you and your comfort. Some of you guys are in very toxic, draining relationships that are built there, that are solid, that are so hard for you to break away from. It's this belief that is ingrained in you that this is what it is. This is the only thing that is out there. This is the only way that it can be. This is the only thing that you're deserving of. This is the only thing that you're worthy of. And you guys are rapidly learning that, no, that is not my life, or the universe, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter right now, all retrograde, is trying to teach you this is not what you were created to experience for all of your life. I'm trying to break it down, but you're holding on to it and sucking this poisonous water when there is fresh water out there, there's spring water out there for you. And we are going to pick you up and place you down in a space where you can be nurtured, nourished, and you will thrive. So there's this respect that the universe gives to every single one of us that says, my loves, we understand that it's not easy. We understand that we are breaking your normal. We understand that this deviates from your family, how your family has done it. We understand that you invested years into this business, years into this relationship, years into this space. And time is nothing in the eyes of the universe. But the universe also says that now, knowing this, we're going to use your time more wisely. Because now when you know better, you do better. No one's punishing you because it served a purpose. It was a lesson. Of course it served its purpose. But when you know, it's time for you to take that step out and to do with it more than you have done before. You don't look at up where you've been up until this point and be like, well, why didn't I do it sooner? Why am I waiting until today? Or I'm scared, I can't do it. You look at it and you say, from a space in your feelings, deep in your heart, your gut, your tummy, your belly, you can't avoid it anymore. It's a resounding feeling, a resounding truth that is humbling as much as it is strengthening, because you realize that there's so much at work. There's so much at play. That's my next thing that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm looking at the chart. If you guys see me looking down, the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is this idea of play. Leo it actually rules the 5th house of play, recreation, creativity, fun, enjoyment, pleasure. But it's so important, you guys. If you watch children, right? There are children right now that are born into environments, or there are children that have been born into places where they were not safe. Maybe they were born in war-torn countries that are raging. There's war all around them. Maybe they're impoverished. Maybe they're born into homes of violence, abuse. And despite that, children want to play regardless of the environment that they were born into, regardless of their situations or their circumstances. Children want to play. Leo energy is this desire that the universe, that the divine gave to every single one of us to remind us of the importance of play, the importance of what play can do. Play means that you can be imaginative. Play means that you can create. Play means that you can enjoy, that you can have fun. The universe, the divine, was not created to be all obtrusive, to be all abusive, to be all hard lessons and evolving in a way that strips away from your ability to enjoy, to seek pleasure, to want love, to want compassion, to be silly. The universe, the divine, created in a chart, in our world, in our galaxy. Everything is so important. Everything, every single one of these houses within this chart is equal. There's not one house that is more bigger than the other. If you look at the astrology chart, they're equal distance apart in the astrological chart, right? Which means that the play is just as important as the material success, that the home is just as important as the career. The you is just as important as the partner. The health is just as important. The day-to-day life and the health is just as important as the subconscious. The known is just as important as the unknown. Every single one of those things has an equal part. Cancer came before, mother came before the play, the child. Cancer is our ability to be nurtured, to feel like we are loved, cared for, and supported, so that we do have the ability to play. If a child feels an emptiness, a void, all it focuses on is that coldness, that lack of nurturing, that lack of support, that lack of love, that lack of compassion, that tenderness. Hey, Laura, good to see you. We used to work together. Thank you so much for the Astro chat. I appreciate you. Do you remember? Okay. Yes, but that mother energy, it doesn't matter if you're an adult, if you're a mother, if you're a father, if you're 32 years old working on your business and working on your grind, or if you're 16 years old trying to fit in with your with your friends, with the neighborhood community, with a child who's being taught at home now because coronavirus. It doesn't matter. Or you're 99 years old in a home or living at home. That same child energy is equal parts within your life and still needs to play. That is considered sacred. It is special. It is yours. It is important. It is valuable. It cannot be overlooked. We're about to enter into Leo season. But right now, we have this fluctuating energy that's going. Not only is Cancer ruled by the moon, which is constantly changing, but we have our foundation crumbling underneath us. What this tells me is that there is a message within every single one of us that we need to hear, that we need to feel, that it needs to resonate, that says that it doesn't matter how wonky things are. It doesn't matter how you perceive it to be. It doesn't matter how it's ever looked. You have to bring this energy, this element of play, romance, fun, creativity, pleasure into your life, regardless of the circumstances. Some of you guys need to hear this because this energy is going to fall into your marriage. It's going to fall into your dating. It's going to fall into your work, your purpose. Some of you guys are so much on taking a sledgehammer to your relationships, taking a sledgehammer to your partner. I got to talk about this really quickly because there's this merging of different energies. There's this energy right now of this sledgehammer that's coming in, swinging the hammer so hard and trying to build. the intention, I want you guys to hear me with this. The intention behind both parties or behind whatever it is that you're trying to create is good. It is pure. It's positive. Some of you guys need to hear that word. But you're sledgehammering, you're hammering onto other sensitive people, other sensitive things. Every single one of us is soft to our core, needs nurturing to our core, is vulnerable to our core, and needs to feel safe so that it can create, so that it can play, so that it can give, so that it can love, so that it can receive and feel worthy of it. Your intention is to build a lasting relationship. Your intention is to build lasting clients and connections. Your intention is to build a business that is successful and thriving. Your intention is to teach your children to be better, to feel better, whatever. Your intention is to fill in the blank, but you're taking a sledgehammer to that very thing that needs nurturing, softness, compassion, now more than anything. You will get more with a soft hand, with a tender touch, with creating a safe space without judging, without slamming the sledgehammer, with your words, with your thoughts, with your intention, with your mind, with your perspective, with your expectation, with these responsibilities, with these commitments. The world as we know it is slamming us with its own hammer, causing us, requiring us to do better, to be better. And in that, we have to choose to be compassionate with ourselves, to be understanding with ourselves and with others, to be nurturing and soft with each other. You have an expectation. You know that this person can live more. You know that you can live up to more. You know that with a firm, steady hand or whatever, that it will be just the push that it is that you need. But what if I told you, or what if the universe told you that if you really want to make a difference, you need to put the hammer down and stop applying pressure, because it's starting to get poisonous, because it's starting to backfire, because it's starting to restrict, it's starting to confine. What if I told you that you would get more with softness, with tenderness, with nurturing, with compassion? There's so many of you guys that are trying to shape something into being something without realizing that it is who it is. It is what it is. That's the way that they were born. That's how they are. That's how their perspective is. And just like I was saying in the beginning of this video, that this center of how you know things to be, it's meaningless, but it's meaningful, but it's meaningless. It means something to you. It added some level of value to you, but it's important that you connect to the outside. It's important that you connect to others, that you step outside of that nutshell of your experience and your existence. It requires you to be humbled, to know that the divine is going to use you as a tool to help others, to help, and to also help yourself. I think it's really important that we remember that Cancer energy is water. It needs to flow. Things cannot flow if they are contained, confined, or are not given permission to be who they are, to move the way that they do, even if it doesn't make sense to you, even if you want or expect more for yourself, your circumstances, your partnership, whatever. Tabsy is saying, let it be. Letting something, and that's true, letting something be means that you allow it to be, and you can make more of a difference by demonstrating what it is that you want to see happening. You can make more of a difference by being what you want to see changed. You make more of a difference by giving to yourself and filling yourself up with the same things that it is that you're expecting others to give to you. You make more of a difference by not fighting with someone, but telling them from a space of compassion that this is what I would like, this is what I would need, and this is what I would ideally want. Energy has to flow. I think also, you guys, there's this space of, when it comes to humbling, I always have to bring it back to the divine, because I made a commitment to the divine before Bahati life is what it is today. I made a promise to the divine that my morals, my motto, the root of Bahati life is to be in service to others and the divine. That means that everything that I do is going to be something of service, to help to empower you, to empower me, and to give the divine's message that is so clear to me to the rest of the world, even if it doesn't make sense to me, even if it makes me be a better person, even if it calls me to see certain things within myself. And one thing that I'm seeing is that through this process, you guys, it's in play that I see that the divine is going to restore you. It's very restorative is the word that I just heard. Play will be very restorative. Being silly is very restorative. Stop having this heaviness on your heart, in your energy, that you push on to other people so that they evolve, shift, change. When we enter into Leo season, we're going to be entering into play season, creativity season, love season, romance season. Some of you guys are going to, if you use this new moon correctly, if you set intention for this new moon correctly. Oh, my aunt just texted me and said that she was scrolling through something on YouTube, just watching. She doesn't even follow my YouTube channel, I don't think. And she just texted me. I just saw her text message. She just said that she's like, oh my God, she looks familiar. And it was me. That's so cool. I'm so sorry. I just think that's so cool when my family sees stuff like that, or is like, whoa. Anyways, it's so important, like back to what I was saying, that this space of play is honored and respected, and you make room for it. This means that you realize that every single person that you're dealing with is coming from, they have their own story, they have their own life. And it's not for you to understand it in and out. It's not for you to change it. And it's not for them to change you. You do the best that you can. And that's the other thing too, is that some of you guys are going to ask me about your purpose, your work, because I'm talking about being of service, right? So you are actually going to gain more now from not locking yourself to your desk. You're going to gain more, pardon me, I had a burp just now, like a hiccup burp. You're going to gain more from doing things that are there just to make you happy. By going roller skating, by going kayaking, by making a puzzle, by going to Publix, seeing that markers and colored pencils are buy one, get one free, buying the markers, getting the colored pencils for free, and coloring on one of your business envelopes that you would normally be using to send invoices and letters to clients and potential new hires. I don't know. Thank you guys for the super chats. I really appreciate it. But what I'm saying is that you guys, your ability to play, your ability to relax, your ability to flow is you giving yourself permission to create. It's giving yourself permission to be flexible, to be free. And when you do that, the divine works through you. It will inspire you. It will allow you to innovate. It will bring clients to you because you're relaxed. You're not forcing, you're not fighting, you're not pushing, you're not rejecting, you're not confined and contained and beating yourself up on clients, or beating yourself up on your partner, or beating yourself up, with your family, your friends, or whoever. People read that energy, they feel that energy, and they are rejected by it. They are repulsed by it. They are turned off by it. They turn away from it because it's too much. Jada says, so it's the best time to manifest? It's the best time to begin to set intentions so that you can manifest. You're manifesting all the time. It's just, what are you manifesting? my boyfriend showed me my face sometimes when I talked, and it showed me that the way that I talk sometimes comes across bitchy. Like, that wasn't his intention, but him showing me the video of me talking, I was like, oh. So I learned a lot. But the reason why I'm saying that is that sometimes when I'm talking, you guys, and my brows or my tone comes across cold or forward, I want you to know that I'm not trying to be rude. Sometimes my humor is sarcastic and dry. Virgo problems, you guys. My delivery can be a little harsh. I'm Cancer rising too. So, and Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Libra Mercury. So, once I hurt someone or accidentally have a miscommunication, it's my desire to fix it. It's my desire to harmonize with them. So the Mercury, that's that part of the Mercury that comes in and tries to patch it up. But, but that's the reason why I'm saying that, my love, is because me saying that, answering you guys that question just now about manifesting, I hope that didn't come across. I'm actively working on changing my delivery. It is not easy. And for those of you guys are saying that I love you regardless, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Speaking of Libra, the part of fortune, and then we're going to start tying things up. The part of fortune is sitting in the sign of Libra right now. And that's literally this week, you guys. If you're wondering why am I talking about partnerships, is because partnerships and the other and harmonizing and working with others is the gift. It's the blessing. It's what you should be striving towards. It's what you should, or the universe. I don't want to say the word should, but you're guided to work towards that, to feel that out, to connect with others and to play with others in a way that's appropriate. In a way that is respectful. You're invited to harmonize and sync up with the universe in a way that is fluid and flowing and non-judgmental and not heavy. It's meant to be light. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be pleasurable. It's meant to be beautiful. It's meant to be attractive, not harsh, cold, and stagnant and unmoving and abrasive and irritating and violent. It's not meant to be those things. So the part of fortune, you guys, it's squaring off. I'm really showing you guys and telling you that this is not easy energy that we're working with. I'm seeing more squares and more opposition in the chart than anything. I'm seeing a lot of emotion. I'm seeing a lot of breakdown, a lot of things getting triggered. And I want to tell you before we sign off that it is absolutely okay. It's supposed to look that way. And when it does, realize that, again, this is just the divine's way of humbling you, supporting you, asking you to kind of fall into its hands so that it can pick you up, support you, hug you close, and say that all of this is to show you how much we believe in you, show you how much we love you, show you how much you are meant to achieve, to give, to receive. There's also that thing. It's not only what you're giving. It's not only how the wisdom that you'll share with others. It's not only your perspective. It's not only your way. It's also the other's way, because the part of fortune is in the sign of Libra. Libra is harmony, the other. Remember how I said in the very beginning of the chart that each one of these sections is equal. That means that the you is just as important as the partner. It's for some of you guys, their relationships look different or partnerships look different, but it's important that you are partnering up. It's important that you do feel supported. I'm not saying that has to be romantic support, but it just means, who are you connecting with? Who are you harmonizing with? Who are you aligning with? So it's not just what you are going to give, what you are going to do, how you can change the world. It's how also you are going to allow yourself to be changed. You're going to allow yourself to be supported. You're going to allow yourself to be helped. You're going to allow yourself to listen. You're going to allow yourself to speak. It depends on where you're at. It's going to depend on how things have been flowing. But either way, Wusa, let that energy flow. Yin yoga is something that I'm seeing that will be really amazing this week. All right, you guys. So that's what it is that I'm seeing for this week ahead. I hope that that makes sense. There are some triggering moments, which it is that we talked about. It's easy to be provoked. It's easy to kind of fly off the handle with the tongue. You watch what it is that you say. You watch how you say it. Don't partner with people or things or situations or food or exercise that feels like it diminishes you, takes your energy, zaps your vibe. Thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate your super chat. Look at that little avocado just blasting. Isn't it an avocado? It's a pear. Thank you so much. But make sure that you're not harmonizing with things that I love you guys so much. I appreciate the super chats. Glad I caught this live. It has been a minute. I definitely received a lot of messages that were so needed to hear. It's so grateful for you. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, just make sure that you're aligning with things that are building you up, supporting you, and that are nurturing you and nourishing you. But also make sure that you are also giving that energy. Make sure that you are also contributing that energy. Make sure that you're also being compassionate. And also, it's not only what you are giving to others, but it's what you're giving to yourself. Be easy on yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. One common thing and theme that I've seen in most of all of my readings with my clients is how the universe, how the divine feels as though we are not as considerate, compassionate, loving, nurturing, supporting of ourselves, to ourselves, the way that we should be, the way that the divine wants us to be. We hurt ourselves so much with the way that we think, with the way things that we do, the foods that we eat, the beliefs that we hold on to. The divine has shown me so many times in so many readings, more readings than not, that how people internalize certain circumstances and things that have happened and make it about them and take it in and ingest it and make it a truth. And it kind of spills over, this toxicity, it spills over into others. But more importantly, it's how that person feels. And more than anything, the divine is always saying, like, it's just this unlimited love, this unconditional love that just pours out to the point where it always overwhelms me with gratitude and love and peace, that I'm like, holy crap. It's almost as if, as human beings, we're so messy. How are we so deserving of this love? And the divine says, you were always deserving. You just didn't see it. Because this happened, because someone said this, because this was your experience. And the divine is like, can you let it go? Like, let it go and give it to me, give it to the universe, and set intention for what you need. Take that time for yourself, because you've always needed it. And it's not meant to always be easy, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be so abrasive on you all the time. Be easy on each other. Be easy on yourself, even your family. These expectations, these rules, these obligations, you're going to get more, you're going to give more, you're going to make more of an impact, at least now. If you drop that hammer, you stop demolition, like the demolition that's happening, that's occurring in your relationship. Again, the intention is good, but at some point, swinging that hammer, it beats people down and it blocks out blessings. I love you guys. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can follow me on Bahati Life. You can follow me on Jessica X Alexandria, my personal Instagram. I am creating oils, custom oils for my clients tonight. I'm giving about an hour, 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours for the rest of orders and reservations, bottle reservations to come through. There was a moment where, for those of you guys that don't know, I create custom intention oils for my clients to use to anoint themselves, or other things in their life, to use it for candle magic, to use it for whatever your purpose is. For the things that you're setting intention for, is something that I attribute my success to, along with the divine and the visions that I've had from the divine, that guidance from taking out that sacred space. So those oils are available. I don't know if they're linked in. No, I didn't link them yet, but I will. Oh my God, the clouds are so pretty. But I will link them in the description box, or you can find it at bahatilife.com/shop, or just go to the website Bahati Life and you'll be able to reserve a bottle. I'll be working them tonight into the wee hours of the morning for the most part. But I, create for my clients their intention. If I see any blockages or anything like that for anything that you're trying to manifest, I will actively work on removing that blockage for you. If there's a blessing, I speed it up, as much as I can. I work with the herbs and the oils and the essential oils in order to manifest it, in order to bring it in. But until then, I will catch you guys later. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, for the thumbs ups, for the shares, for the follows and the support and the comments. And I will see you next week. Bye.